Aliens attacked a single human ship and faced immediate regret. The TSV Pathfinder drifted through the stellar nursery of NGC 7293. Sensors extended to their maximum range. The nebula's swirling gases cast a shimmering blue glow across the vessel's titanium alloy hull. Captain Diane Miller stood on the bridge, gazing at the cosmic spectacle on the main view screen. After 20 years of deep space exploration, such sights still filled her with wonder. "Magnificent, isn't it?" she remarked to no one in particular. Her first officer, Commander Jack Thompson, nodded in agreement. "Hard to believe we're the first humans to see this up close." "Status report?" Diane asked, turning to face the bridge crew. Lieutenant Emma Davis spoke from the science station. "All research drones are functioning optimally, Captain. We're gathering unprecedented data on stellar formation in this region." "Excellent. And our position?" "We remain approximately 12 light years from the nearest mapped human outpost," reported Navigation Officer Paul Wilson. "Communications are limited to tight beam due to nebula interference." Diane nodded. The Pathfinder's mission was to push the boundaries of human exploration, mapping regions of space previously untouched by their kind. They were alone out here, but that was by design. What wasn't by design was the sudden alarm that blared from the tactical station. "Multiple contacts," called out Tactical Officer Robert Green, his fingers flying across his console. "3 vessels, approaching at high velocity. Configuration unknown." "First contact scenario," Diane declared immediately. "Standard protocols. Open all frequencies. Universal greeting package ready for transmission." Before the communications officer could comply, the approaching vessels opened fire. Energy beams of a type never before encountered by humans slashed across the Pathfinder's forward shields. The ship shuddered under the impact. "Shields holding. At 82%, Robert reported. "They didn't even attempt communication." "Return fire?" Jack asked. Diane hesitated only briefly. "Negative. Send the greeting package first. One more attempt at peaceful contact." The communications officer sent the standard first contact message. A carefully crafted greeting designed by Earth's finest xenolinguists, along with mathematical sequences intended to establish a common language. The response was another volley, this time targeted at the Pathfinder's propulsion systems. "Shields at 67%, Robert called out. "Their targeting algorithms are impressive. They're focusing on critical systems." Diane's expression hardened. "So much for diplomacy. Tactical, you are authorized to defend this vessel. Non-lethal measures only at this stage." Robert's hands moved quickly across his station, targeting their weapon systems, firing EMP pulses. The Pathfinder's defensive systems came online. Not many outside the military knew that every human exploration vessel carried significant defensive capabilities. A hard lesson learned from humanity's early, sometimes disastrous, ventures into deep space. The EMP pulses flashed across space, striking one of the attacking vessels. Its weapons immediately went silent, but the other 2 increased their assault. "Captain," Emma called from the science station. "I'm detecting unusual energy signatures from these vessels. They appear to be using a form of antimatter weaponry, but with a containment field I've never seen before. Scan them thoroughly. I want to know who we're dealing with." Another hit rocked the ship. Shields at 41%. "We can't maintain this defensive posture indefinitely," Robert warned. Diane made her decision. Switch to offensive protocols, disable their propulsion and weapons, but try to leave their life support intact. "Aye, Captain. Deploying kinetic interceptors." From specialized launchers along the Pathfinder's hull, dozens of small projectiles burst forth. To an outside observer, they might have appeared insignificant against the backdrop of energy weapons fire. But these were cutting-edge human technology, semi-autonomous kinetic penetrators guided by quantum-entangled targeting systems. The first wave struck the lead alien vessel with surgical precision. Its weapons went dark immediately. Direct hit. "On their primary power conduits," Robert reported. "1 down, 2 to go." The remaining alien vessels suddenly altered their tactics, moving to flank the Pathfinder. "They're adapting," Jack observed. "But why attack us in the first place?" Emma looked up from her station. "Captain, I've been analyzing their communications. They're using frequencies similar to those used by the Triax Trading Consortium. The Triax? We've had peaceful relations with them for years. Yes, but these aren't Triax vessels. I believe they're pirates using modified Triax technology. Understanding dawned on Diane's face. They think we're an easy target. A lone exploration. Vessel far from home. A particularly violent impact shook the bridge. Shields at 23%, Robert called out. Permission to deploy the Aegis system? Diane nodded grimly. Granted. Throughout human space, the Aegis defense network was legendary. A fully autonomous adaptive defense system integrated into every ship in the fleet. What wasn't common knowledge was just how advanced the system truly was. Aegis engaging, Robert announced. The Pathfinder's external structure began to shift as hidden weapon systems emerged from beneath armored panels. Targeting lasers painted both remaining alien vessels simultaneously. Warning shot first, Diane ordered. A brief pulse of concentrated energy lanced from the Pathfinder, passing between the two attacking ships without touching either. The raw power display was unmistakable. For a moment, the alien vessels ceased fire. Then, unbelievably, they resumed their attack with even greater intensity. They're not taking the hint, Jack said. Their mistake. Aegis, full defensive protocols authorized. What happened next occurred so quickly that even the Pathfinder's advanced sensors struggled to record it in detail. The Aegis system, unleashed, from its constraints deployed a multi-layered attack that systematically disabled every offensive and propulsion system on both alien vessels in the span of 2.7 seconds. The silent nebula was suddenly very still. All hostile vessels neutralized, Robert reported, a note of pride in his voice. They're completely disabled, but life support remains intact on all three ships. Diane exhaled slowly. Damage report? Shields recharging. Minor damage to outer. Hull plating on decks 7 through 9. No casualties, Jack replied after checking the ship's diagnostics. Open a channel to the lead vessel. The main view screen shifted to show the interior of the alien craft. The beings visible were vaguely insectoid, with chitinous exoskeletons and compound eyes that reflected the emergency lighting of their crippled bridge. This is Captain Diane Miller of the Terran survey vessel Pathfinder. Your unprovoked attack on our vessel has been neutralized. We had hoped for peaceful first contact, but you chose differently. The alien that appeared to be in command chittered, something that the Pathfinder's translation system struggled to interpret. Easy prey, came the rough translation. Humans. Alone. Valuable. Diane's expression hardened. I'm transmitting coordinates for the nearest Triax outpost. They can assist with repairs. And I suggest you share this lesson with any others who might mistake human exploration vessels for easy targets. She nodded to the communications officer. To close the channel, should we escort them to the outpost? Jack asked. Diane shook her head. Our mission continues, but first transmit a complete report to Fleet Command. Include all sensor data on their weapons and ships. As the Pathfinder resumed its scientific mission, the disabled alien vessels floated in the nebula's beautiful blue glow, their crews now facing a long, humbling journey to the nearest outpost. One of the alien pirates turned to their captain. How could one human vessel defeat our entire squadron? The captain, still staring at the view screen showing the departing Pathfinder, answered grimly. That wasn't a warship. That was an explorer. A shudder passed through his exoskeleton. Imagine what their actual warships must be like. Throughout the sector, word spread quickly. Human vessels, even when alone, were not to be trifled with. They came to explore, but they came prepared.